Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by former King of the Cage Bantamweight champion Donald Sanchez. Donald, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Donald, your last fight was against Ira Boyd at King of the Cage Apocalypse. You won the fight by submission. How'd you feel about your performance in the fight?
I felt good. I always feel good with most of my performances. But the main thing was getting back in there and getting a win back in. I had just lost a few weeks before that. I lost my title to Jeremy Spoon at razor close split decision, and I just wanted to get back in there and get on the win column.
You got a fight coming up at King of the Cage Triumph. I was on the King of the Cage website, and it says the event is pending. Do you know anything about that?
As of now, I don't have a fight. I don't think so. So really don't going on with that, but I hope something happens real soon. I'm itching to get back in real quick.
Because I was on there and I saw that, and I just wanted to ask the question because I didn't really know what was going on. Because it says you're supposed to fight Dave Roberts. Did he have to pull out or something like that?
I don't know exactly what's going on with the whole card as a whole part. But I know I'm not fighting right now, and I've heard that the whole card isn't going on. So that's all I know.
Talk a little bit about the Jeremy Spoon fight. It was a real close fight, like you said. Do you think the judges got it right, or do you think it could have gone either way, or do you think that you might have got the edge in the fight, but just it didn't go your way? What do you think about the fight?
My thoughts of it is I was the champion, and he needed to come in and beat me decisively, and it was a split decision. Two judges had it 3 rounds to 2, one for me, one for him, and then the other judge that had it for him had it 12 rounds to 1. I don't know where he was looking at, so obviously they saw a different fight, but hopefully I can get it back and get that win back from Jeremy Spoon.
The only losses that you have in the last 2.5 years are against Jeremy Spoon, who you recently fought, and Hatsuyoki, who's in the UFC now. What's the most important thing? Is it getting back your title, or is it making it to a big show? Because Jeremy Spoon just fought in Bellator, and like I said, Hatsuyoki is in the UFC now.
I want to be on the big stage, I think both of those fights could have been on the big stage with those opponents, and I'm ready to step it up. I want to fight the best in the world, and I'm ready for whoever my manager gives me, wherever it is, but I just want to fight game opponents.
Is another fight with Angelo Sanchez something that maybe you would like to do, because it's 1-1 and both the fights were split decisions?
I have a feeling that's going to happen probably, but he's been out of the game for a little bit. Hopefully he can get back in and get back to our weight class, and we can talk about that when that happens, I had a feeling it'll probably happen just because both the fights were amazing, and we both put on good fights, and they were close, split decision.
Talk a little bit about that second fight. When the decision happened, Big Papa Schnocky, he just announced the last name. Were you kind of like, what's going on here? Were you kind of confused a little?
I was confused because that happened in the first fight with him as well. And there was a little bit of confusion on which Sanchez the judges had scored on the first one. So I was like, oh man, not this again. I don't, So I had thought I dominated that fight. And I actually didn't know. It just kind of scared me, I guess I would say.
What do you think you have to do to get onto a big stage? Because you did fight in Bellator one time. Was that just kind of like to fill a slot on the card? Were they just kind of, hey, we'll give you one fight, we'll see how you do, and if you do well, we'll bring you back?
That was I took that fight on like 10 days notice, and I believe there was maybe that filling me in or something like that. But I'm ready for it, man. I want to go, and whoever calls me, I'm ready.
What do you think you have to do to get a call? Is it as simple as just keep winning, or is it win impressively? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I need to rack up some wins. Obviously, I lost a couple fights to some great fighters. Like these past 2.5 years, those are the only ones. But I need to string some together and we'll
You've had 4 fights in 2011. Do you like being active, having that? Because if you were in a bigger organization, you wouldn't have the freedom of being able to fight so often. Is it kind of a plus and minus being in a smaller show?
You know, I just jumped into the sport. I never had any training, and that was my training. That's why I have so many fights. And I love fighting. I would fight once a month if I could, you know. But now that I'm progressing and getting into the bigger things, I know that I'm not going to get that many fights, and that'll just let me slow it down and learn more. So, like I said, if it was up to me, I'd fight every month, though.
What are some of your goals that you haven't yet accomplished in MMA?
When I had got with Tom Vaughn, I had told him, he asked me what my goals were, and obviously first thing was to progress every day, get better. Next was to be a world champion. He got that for me. I was a world champion in King of the Cage, defended that 6 times. And then the next one was to fight in Japan, and he got me that fight. I fought Aoki in Japan. That was another fight on late notice, but and I got 2 more. I want to be one of the best in the world and fight in the main league. You know, and obviously that's UFC right now. That's like the NFL of the sport.
How many belts do you have? Because you were the King of the Cage interim champion, then you were the undisputed champion, whatever you want to call it. How many belts do you have?
So I have those 2, and then I had some local ones here. There was Desert Extreme and Mayhem Productions and stuff like that. So, but I would say 2, because really the King of the Cage interim was kind of a mix-up. I don't know how to explain it really. There was 3 of us that had a belt at the same time, so me and Angelo finally finalized that, and that's when I won it.
And did you have to give back the belt when you lost?
Yeah, I had to give the belt back when I lost to Jeremy Spoon. He has it, and that's something I got to get back from. Back from him.
So the only belt that you get to keep is the interim belt, or did you have to give that one in too?
Yeah, that's the only belt I have is the interim. It's up at the wall at the gym.
Real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
Hey, I want to thank everyone that supports me in this, my family, my friends, my training partners, and my coaches. I got to thank Max Muscle Rear Rancho. They helped me out with all my nutrition and everything. Natalie and Christopher Hall with the AHC therapies that keep my health also very tip-top. And then everyone, I think everyone that comes out to support me, my fans. And I want to thank you, Mike, for giving me a chance to talk to you.
Yep. No problem. Hopefully King of the Cage can get you a fight real soon. Donald, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk.
Hey, thank you.